And now for something a bit different. I want to show you how you can generate story ideas by using your 5 senses. The inspiration behind this video comes from the Madeleine scene from In Search of Lost Time by Proust. So a Madeleine is a small French cake, and I had to translate this passage at uni. Basically, the guy is eating this cake for the first time since he can remember, and it triggers a whole wave of involuntary memories that have previously been suppressed in his unconscious. And then for the next however many pages, these memories flow one after the other, all unlocked, all made possible by the taste of this cake, which transported him to his aunt's living room during his childhood holidays. Let's see if we can have the same success. We are looking for one trigger that sparks a whole world. Let's begin with sound. Now it's the summertime, and so why don't we talk about the sound of waves? That is an idea, that is a sound that conjures up visions of tropical islands. So I'm thinking Robinson Crusoe, Treasure Island kind of stories. But it's not necessarily the sound of the wave in this imaginary destination. Maybe you were born in a poor seaside town. You walk along the beach looking out the horizon and all the places you might discover, and it's the sound of the waves that means you can't sleep at night. You are restless to get out of this town. But maybe the story never goes over those seas. Maybe it all takes place in this one little town. Perhaps the person has been press-ganged onto a ship. They wake up groggy, and it is the sound of the waves that they hear first. They look out the window, they could be going anywhere, and the waves convey the emotion of uncertainty. You see, we can take this one sensation and it can push us in different directions depending on our proclivity, on our own imagination. How about another one, more dramatic this time, a gunshot? You could place this right at the beginning of the first scene, and immediately this triggers questions. Who is shooting? Who is being shot? Why? Is it a crime of passion? Is it calculated? Is it political? Is it purely personal? Cast around for different sensations. Pay attention to the sounds in your environment and remember what hits you. That is the one you should pay attention to. That is the one you should follow through your imagination. Like a mini chain reaction. One thought should start to follow from the last. Let's take smell this time, and I'll give you a couple of ideas. The first, you're in a kitchen. It's the story of a chef, and it is his mission to create the perfect recipe. It is the smell as it comes out of the oven that tells him if he has it right. And the idea is, why is he so obsessed with creating this perfect recipe? What is driving him? Now you could take a completely opposite tack, maybe a disgusting smell, like the stench of a battlefield. This should trigger follow-on questions like, what is the time period here? Are you imagining more storming the beaches of Normandy or medieval pitched battle, knights in armor? Who has survived? Who is left over? What were they fighting for in the first place? Go with what interests you. A knight is going to have a very different way of behaving than, say, a 20-year-old draft from Brooklyn. And here we have a different sense, of course, but the pattern of work is the same. You pick what triggers an emotional resonance for you, and you ask why. You keep following that train of thought with that single question, why? You want to be a little bit like the annoying kid in the back seat during a long road trip, asking their parents over and over again the reason behind certain things. This time, it will produce a story. Let's finish up with sight. Taste was a little bit more challenging for me. If you have any ideas on taste, please put them in the comments section. What is interesting is you will notice that a particular sense is dominant for you. You can probably tell from this video that sound is a big thing for me. I love music, so that is where I tend to start, even with things like meditation. I find it a lot easier if I'm following the sounds in the environment or listening to music. But for you, it might be a completely different sense. You should know this, but if you pay attention, it will become very, very clear. You are obviously saturated with images every moment of your waking life. Here, what we want to do is pick a single image that strikes us and fixes in our mind. It stays with us, almost like a movie poster. I don't know if you've seen the old posters for 50s movies where they're all black and white, Brill-creamed like crazy, and they're staring out like they're looking over the desert sands or something. They may be in downtown New York, but it looks like they can see for miles. And they've got a face like they're carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders, but that it's doable for them, right? It's 8 out of 10 on the difficulty level. You want an image that captures your attention like that, because those images convey the power of the story and also the power of the characters involved. If you can fix on something in your life, whether it comes from TVs, movies, maybe a pose someone is making, album covers are really good inspiration in this regard, because the photographer has to tell the story of, say, 10 songs in a single image in a way that gives you the vibe of the band, gives you a sense of what sort of personality they convey in their music and the sorts of lives that they are talking about. There you have it, how the 5 senses can help spark your story ideas. The brilliant thing about this exercise is that at the same time, it enhances your descriptive powers. This is how we bring the fictional world to life, by describing these 5 senses in vivid terms. So if you're already doing this exercise to generate the idea, then you can use those skills to execute your writing.